Here we are. Oh. Oh, someone's here. Welcome, whoever you are. Welcome. Oh, here we are. It's stellar time. Okay, it's stellar. No, 13 people here. 2 thumbs up. Who's this? Mark the Punter. Hello, Mark the Punter. Hello, Ernest Connell. Bobby Thrush. Malp Charlie. Someone's booed Turkey and said didn't catch your name. Dixie Normas, Liverpool's #1 gigolo. You or me? Yeah, me. Okay. Cab Driver 361. Pals. Pal 55. Okay. Fair enough. Matthew Snow, nice to hear from you. Kenny Wiltshire. Yeah, okay. Daniel Quigley. Andrew Graham, how are you, Andrew? Mr. Mitch. Okay, good to hear from you, Mr. Mitch. Noonie TV. Well, yeah, plenty of people here. Devil's Advocate. Well, greetings from South Florida. That sounds like a nice place. I'm in, sunny UK right now, and August is often the worst month of the summertime. August should be peak summer. It's school holidays, it's peak summer and all this kind of stuff. You always seem to get crap weather. We've had really quite a nice summer here, but, it's been raining today. It's fairly miserable outside. But never mind, there's plenty of sunshine and plenty of cheer here tonight. Yeah, welcome to my live stream, Eddie. Okay, welcome. Yeah, glad. Yeah, nice of you to have me here, mate. Okay, Cocoa Beach, Florida. Jesus, doesn't that sound exotic, eh? Cocoa Beach, Florida. My God, that sounds like the place you want to be. Tony Mullins. Okay, October, Thailand Open. Okay, now we're going to talk. Okay, now first of all, let me mention something. Okay, that a number of people have said, why don't you advertise these live streams, so that we know what you're going to go live and all this kind of stuff. Well, I have to be in the right frame of mind, and I'm still at the experimental stage, even at the almost 30 live streams. I'm still at the sort of experimental stage. But by the way, someone tell me, can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Is everything okay? I'll turn the... Anyone tell me, what's a good brandy? Scouser brandy. Jules Claron. Okay? Come on, let somebody tell me if the sound and the vision is okay. Somebody tell me that first of all. Can hear, yeah, you can hear. Perfect audio, sensational. Okay, perfect sound. Okay, perfect sound. How's the visuals, eh? How's my how's my hairdo? Okay, now listen. Yesterday I was planning on doing a live stream. Last night, okay. Because those kind of midweek nights when, when it's rainy and you're indoors and you want to see a nice tropical scenery behind you, late at night when, you just want to talk and, whatever. So I was really geared up to do a live stream last night. And then I made a dumb mistake. And it is the end. It's the end of Chinese takeaways for me. Honestly, I love Chinese takeaways, but too many times, and with fish and chips, to be fair. Problem with me, my eyes are bigger than my belly. So here it was, I'd come on from work, I thought, I'll have a nice meal. Can't be bothered cooking anything. And then I'll do a live stream in about an hour's time. I had this whopping big Chinese takeaway, including beef chow mein and chips. Absolutely fantastic. And my eyes are bigger than my belly. The problem that I have with a takeaway is that, it's already hot when you get it home. And then the temptation is to make sure it doesn't go cold. So you tend to eat it faster than you would a normal meal. So anyway, cut a long story short, I had this whopping big Chinese takeaway and it absolutely knocked me into oblivion. It whacked me. I couldn't even move afterwards. I put it down so quickly, Christ. I just had to go to bed and just lie down. It finished me. I just wasn't in the right frame of mind. Takeaways simply don't agree with me. You know what I mean? I mean, fish and chips is the worst one, I can't have a medium portion of fish and chips. I have to have a big whopper. I have to have jaws on a plate. You know what I mean? But I regret it later. Similarly with takeaways. So you know, I don't know. I mean, the things that the Chinese can do to you. Okay. So no live stream last night. I'm doing it tonight instead. Now, what have we got here? Who's here, by the way? Okay. Yeah, Derek Cole, yeah, give up those takeaways. That is quite right, okay? Thailand probably won't know. Well, there's not much to report this week. There's no good news. What are we going to talk about? You know, I'm doing these live streams. I try my best to be, you know, nice and cheerful. And you know, everything. But the fact is that there's no real cheerful news around right now. You know, I'm kind of, my live streams are doing okay. You know, I upload them to YouTube afterwards. They get good viewing figures. But where's the future in it? The future in all of this? Because the fact is, you know, I'm talking about the lockdown and you know, that everybody wants to know when we can next go to Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, all our favourite countries. And nobody really knows. Nobody really knows the true answer. The fact is, there is tons of misery around right now. There's tons of misery. If I want to talk about miserable things, about negativity, I can talk all night because there's tons of it around. Not much cheerfulness at all. But the fact is that I don't want to talk miserable. You know, I do not. It's a miserable situation. It's a bastard of a year. 2020 is a bastard of a year. If 2020 was a tangible thing like a human being, I would strangle 2020. It's a bastard of a year. I would hang it up by its bollocks. 2020 is a bastard of a year. Now, we all know this. We all know it. We just got to accept that. But the fact is, I don't want to be a miserable bastard. You know, I don't want to constantly want to come on here and spout negativity and doom and gloom and all this, even though there's plenty of doom and gloom around. Because, you know, people like you tune into my live streams, you know, every week. I'm hoping to do them twice a week. But you're tuning into my live streams every week, and it's great to have you here. It's fantastic. But I don't want anyone thinking, you know, when I go live through the week, I don't want anyone ever to think, oh, God, no, not this miserable bastard again. He's going to spout more doom and gloom again, is he? I don't want to do that. I'm going to try and inject a little bit of cheerfulness into all the misery that's going on right now. Okay? Don't know how to do it, but I'll think of something. Who loves misery? Mrs. Heminger. You love misery, okay? That's fine. That's fine. Chiller, okay. Belly lad. Eddie lad, what are you trying to say? You don't like 2020? No, I don't like 2020 because I'm facing the prospect that this could be the first winter in 20 years that I haven't gone traveling the world. You know, I can't even see, well, what is this winter going to look like? This is the month of August now. You know, usually the end of August is my favourite time of the whole year, because this signifies that my working spring and summer is over and done with, and I'm faced with a lot of travel throughout the winter. But it's not going to happen. I'm certainly not going to go away next month. As many of you will know, I do have a flight booked. I have a flight booked for the beginning of November. But what can I say about that? What can I say about that flight? Let me just tell you something. When I booked that flight I think it was about 6 weeks ago. It's 11 weeks from now that I'm due to actually be out in Thailand. I was happy with the flight that I booked. So I think I booked about 6 weeks. So I think I booked it about 17 weeks in advance. And I booked it on a Saturday evening, that flight. And the reason I booked it is because I was just fed up dithering. That's not like me. I like to have something in the bag. You know, I like to have something to look forward to. So I booked this flight on a Saturday evening. And even though there was tons of doubt, it wasn't, you know, the way I would usually book a flight, I was still nevertheless quite excited. Now, I wasn't planning on doing a live stream that night. But I booked this flight in the evening time, and I thought, what the hell? I feel a little bit of excitement, a little bit of elation. I've just booked a flight from London to Bangkok. So I've done a live stream simply to talk about it. And, you know, and it seemed very, very positive. Because around about that time, about 6 weeks ago, many people, you know, Thai vloggers, people who are actually out in Thailand at this moment in time, we're predicting that it was going to be around October that, you know, the flights would be resuming again. But, you know, 6 weeks down the line, things haven't got more positive. They've gone backwards. They've gone backwards. Yeah, you know, Mally Boy, your November flight is a no-go, but I'm not giving up just yet. I'm not giving up just yet. You're probably right, but, you know, I'm still not going to give up just yet. Okay? Someone tell me to cancel my flight. I'm not going to cancel my flight just yet. I'm not going to cancel it. I mean, you know, the fact is that it's 11 weeks away. Things can still change. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Let's see. What else have we got to talk about tonight? No, I'm not going to be miserable. But it's a bastard of a year. There's no doubt about that. This, you know, this virus is absolutely awful. And we've all got our conspiracy theories. We've all got them. I mean, you know, apparently did it start from bat soup or something like that? This is what they say, yeah. It started from bat soup, and now the whole world is suffering as the result of someone eating a bowl of bat soup. We've all got our conspiracy theories, and I'm sure you've got your own favourite little conspiracy theories. Well, I've got mine as well. I've got my conspiracy theories about why this virus started. I actually think that this virus, my own little humble conspiracy theory, I think it was actually started in a laboratory somewhere in one of those Northern English places where they eat too much, somewhere like Lancashire or Yorkshire. And it was started in a laboratory by a bunch of vindictive 20-stone women. I'm really starting to believe that. It was the 20-stone women who started this virus to stop us blokes going out to Thailand and having a bit of fun in our lives. It's the 20-stone women they're to blame. I mean, for years, these 20-stone, sweaty, hairy in all the wrong places, 20-stone women have been really pissed off because the fact is that us guys can now get on a plane and go to Thailand and enjoy all that it has to offer. We no longer have to put up with these 20-stone women and their wrinkly, flabby, stinky old pussies. We don't have to do that anymore, okay? And they've been very vindictive. I mean, they want to spoil the fun for us. So I think it was them. It's just my own conspiracy theory, but you know, they have put the knife in. They have put the knife in. In fact, I bet you some of them are watching this program right now. They're probably watching these old 20-stone witches. They're looking, ha, we've really pissed them off now, haven't we? This Eddie fella, this pathetic old fool, has been boasting for years about going out to Asian countries and having his hot Asian babes and his dirty massages. He's been boasting about it, but look at him now. He's miserable. He's stuck in dismal, rainy old England, and he's likely to stay here for the whole winter time. Rather than having his dirty massages in hot sunny Asia, he's going to be bashing the bishop in southern England. Well, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Well, let's put it this way. At the end of the day, I'm not going to be going to my local social club to the meat draw, and I'm not going to be getting a 20-stone girlfriend. If it was a choice between a 20-stone woman or the bishop wins, okay? The bishop wins. But that's just my little theory. I'm sure that you've got another one. Okay. Yeah, fat one's eating all the bats. Okay. Let's see. Meat raffle, meat draw. Yeah, out-of-date chicken, leg of lamb. Okay, what have we got now? Andrew Johnson, how are you? Nice to hear from you, Andrew. Nice to hear from you. Who's that? Who's that? Daniel Quigley. I slept with a 20-stone woman once. I said, babe, can I turn the light off? She said, why? I said, because the bulb was burning my ass. Do I understand that? I don't think, but it sounded good anyway, okay? Oh, let me see that. What have we got here? Who's booked 3 months to Thailand? Tommy Logan's booked 3 months to Thailand next February to May. Keeping my fingers crossed. What have we got here? Okay, not good news this week. Not good news. Yeah, things are going backwards. There's more countries added. Now, last week, I actually read out the whole list of the countries that us UK people are allowed to go to. And there's actually some of them. Well, I think we're still allowed to go there, but now they're less trustworthy. Britain is insisting that we quarantine for a couple of weeks when we come back. I've seen quite a few vloggers doing Croatia. Gabriel Traveller, who I watch quite a lot. I like Gabriel Traveller, but he's been doing vlogs on Croatia, and it looks a little bit dull. It looks a bit dull, really. But that's one of the countries now. I think they're considering, putting us into quarantine because and France, Belgium, Holland, other things are going backward. They're going backward. They are. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. Okay. But let me just talk for a minute about Europe. The countries that we can us British people can go to right now at this moment in time are mainly European countries. There's a couple of Caribbean, but they sound to me like honeymoon places. They do, where honeymoon couples go. And I don't know, what is it, Barbados or somewhere like that you wouldn't want to go to. It's mainly European places. There's really three reasons why Europe is not a place that I want to be traveling through in the winter. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Europe. I've been in many European countries. Europe is a fantastic continent. Most of the history of the whole world originates from Europe. The colonization and the languages and everything. Europe's a marvelous, marvelous place. But there's three reasons why I don't want to be spending my winter travels in Europe. The first reason is that it's damn expensive. It's okay going there for a couple of weeks, but try going there for 4 or 5 or 6 months. It's a bloody expensive continent. And, I'm not a young backpacker. I'm not staying in any of those hostels with a bunch of young rowdy kids. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I have to have my own room. So Europe's very, very expensive. But the second reason is Europe is cold in the wintertime. It's cold. I mean, I know some people live in Spain and places like that, which is also on the quarantine list for us, by the way. Some people live in Spain, but it's not the real Spain. It's not the glorious hot temperatures that, you really want. So Europe's cold in the winter time, and a lot of those countries are cold and wet and snowy and all the rest. Now, I like shorts and T-shirts weather. That's what I want. That's the beauty of Asia. I can spend the entire winter wearing shorts and T-shirts. And the third reason that I think Europe is not really on the cards for me is that my YouTube channel, which I love very much, and I'm up to 34,000 subscribers right now, which I'm very, very pleased with. My YouTube channel, I think mainly the people who watch my YouTube channel are people who are like me, getting on a bit. They they like Asia. They want to see videos about Asia. They're interested in Asia. I don't think people who watch this channel are really interested in Europe. I don't know, and plus the fact that I don't have a great deal of enthusiasm about Europe. It's a wonderful continent, but I think I've been there and done that. I've seen all the churches and all the cathedrals and all the history that I want to see. I don't really need to go there anymore. And the fact is, if you haven't got enthusiasm for something, Europe's very expensive. If you haven't got a really great deal of enthusiasm for something, I mean, why spend good money going to places where you don't really have much enthusiasm for them anyway? So basically what I'm saying is that all the countries that are on the, that are open to us British people are not really ones that would appeal to me right now. No, I want to be in shorts and T-shirts. I want to be on a pavement cafe in Thailand or Cambodia in the hot sunshine with shorts and T-shirts, drinking an icy cold beer. That amazing combination of hot weather and cold beer. That is the best double act in the whole world. Hot weather and cold beer. Better than Morecambe and Wise. Better even than the Two Ronnies. Well, on a par with the Two Ronnies anyway. Brian Dawson, Eddie from Georgia. Yeah, okay. Nice to hear from you, Brian. Okay, nice to hear from you. Okay, Alan Hunter. Hi, Eddie. Hi, I'm in the same boat. Can't get back to Bizarre. Now, what I want to do in future videos, you want to go to Vietnam, you can't go back to Thailand. Vietnam's a fantastic country. I've spent a fair bit of time in Vietnam. It's worth spending more time in Vietnam. My flight is to Thailand, but if I can't get in there, what is the feasibility, by the way? I don't really know the script of this because this is something I've never ever done before. But my flight lands in Bangkok. If I cannot get into Thailand, if I'm at the airport, would it be a case of me hanging around the airport for X amount of hours and maybe getting a flight to Vietnam or Cambodia or Laos? Would that be? We don't know. We don't know. No, but I think it's a possibility. It's a possibility. It's got to look into that. Okay. Steady Eddie, greetings mate from coastal Northern Carolina. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Ford, what about all the fellas in this chat who have 20 stone wives? They're probably very happy. They're probably very happy. Yeah, someone sent me a super chat. Thanks for that. Whoever sent me a super chat. Thanks for that. Okay, whoever that was, didn't see it, but thank you anyway. But Bo de Zephyr, go to the social club raffle. You might win a bottle of Jules Claron. Did the social club have that? It's possibly. I've got a bottle. I keep getting half bottles, little bottles of Jules Claron. But I think I've got a bit of Stella here, and Lamb's Navy's on the rum tonight. Lamb's Navy rum is on the menu tonight. Oh, by the way, I better tell you that Lamb's Navy rum, I can get a 70cl bottle currently, 14 quid from Tesco's. 14 quid. Needless to say, I bought 2 bottles. I might just drink the both of them tonight. Ready for who's ready for the haircut? What do you think? I look like a hippie or so? Jeez, I had a haircut last month. Stephen Overy, I was a fan of Planet Big Girls Club Night. I don't know what that is. Where's the Eddie bring a 20 stone woman to Thailand. What, so I can put her in the circus? Yeah, no, I'm not going to. I do know fellas who take their 20 stone misses to Thailand and then they cast themselves later. What did they expect? Oh, come on. It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. Yeah, okay. Germany, Switzerland, Germany, Switzerland, Italy. Are you in all 3 of those places? Well, they're all nice places. Switzerland's, I've driven through Switzerland, beautiful country. Germany's a fantastic country as well. I wouldn't mind. Germany's a great country, great traveling experience. Italy, I went to Italy almost 30 years ago, and I see all the famous touristy sites. Beautiful country, amazing culture. It's Italy, absolutely fantastic place. But I went there when they had the Italian lira. And I keep hearing that since then, that place has become damn expensive. So, I can't see myself doing that one. Larry Burbage, 5-star hotels we have now for 2,000 baht. Yeah, what is the future for all these hotels? I'm going to be doing a lot more live streams. So we're going to discuss a lot more as things go on. But what's the future of the tourist industry in Thailand? Not just right now at this month's time, because this is the low season. I know it's probably lower than the low. Not only is it the low season, but I've seen videos on YouTube as you probably have as well, and those bars look damn empty. There looks like there's very, very, very little happening, even in the low season. And it's not a time that I normally go to Thailand or those countries this time of year. But even in the low season, it looks really bad for the low season. What are they going to be like in the high season? I mean, as I read it, I know others differ. I've heard figures about 55 billion in US dollars in tourism. Well, as I read it, the Thailand tourism industry is, earns from tourism. It earns about 100 billion US dollars per year. And about 19% of that is domestic tourism, which they probably will still have. But 81 billion US dollars, 81 billion comes from international tourists from Britain, America, Europe, all over the world, 81 billion US dollars. And it looks like they're not going to have that. And I really feel for the, I really feel for the people out there who work in the tourist industry. They don't have any, social security or anything to fall back on. Anyway, thank you, Fat Slob, for that donation. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Kipax, how do you become a ladyboy and get in this year? I don't know. I suggested that last week, and someone suggested I'd look like a bulldog with a wig on. Well, that was a good. If you actually look at Bernard on that program, you see Leslie. That is an accurate description. There, Leslie looks like a bulldog with a wig on. Watch the program, and see what I mean. Elite fees are classed as tourist fees. No tourist fees is allowed to get into Thailand. Thailand has backed itself into a corner. Zero tolerance. Hi, bro. Happy to see you here. First time live. Okay, Norbo. Yeah, nice to hear from you. Fats Love. Yeah, nice to hear from you. Thank you for that donation. Yeah, Tony Mullins, Soy 7 and 8 looks horrendous. Yeah, I've seen that video. Yeah, it's terrible.
Here's what I found.
Oh, not again. Oh, no. What have you found? Google's going to come on now. I still can't wait this bloody phone properly. This Samsung and Delilah. Phone. Google keeps coming on every now and again to tell me what they think that I said or whatever it is. Who's going to have a lady bar? Who's going to have a lady bar? David R, by the way, nice to hear from you. Brian Dawson, Eddie, how many bars will survive by the time we get back out there? They're going to close. They're going to close, aren't they? No customers. You can't keep a bar. You can't keep any business open without customers. If there's no customers, they're going to close. Now, they may just hand the keys back and reopen at a later date. But, if there's no customers, they're just not going to be there. There's still the expats in Thailand and domestic tourists, but you can't run a tourist industry on those. Not really. Oh, Stella. What have we got now? Oh. Well, I suppose, we've already discussed the possibility of Plan B. Let me just repeat once again for those who didn't catch it. I about 6 weeks ago, I had booked a return ticket from Heathrow to Bangkok for the beginning of November. Beginning of November to the beginning of March, 4 months. I booked it in good faith. I felt not total excitement, but, a muted excitement booking the flight. And I thought, when I booked it, it was 17 weeks into the future. And I thought things will get better and it'll be okay by then. 6 weeks have passed since then that I booked the flight and things have got worse. They've got worse, okay? So, but I'm not ready to give up just yet. Because the fact is that there's all kinds of things coming out. The figures being bounded around right now, and you must have heard them, is that from the Bangkok Post or the Thai Ziga or whatever it's called. You must have seen the links to these newspapers. The figures being bounded around that Thailand will not really be open until about February 21, which means that they're going to lose the whole peak tourist season basically. Some others say February, some say March. So they're going to lose the whole tourist season. But all is not really that lost. I mean, quick look at this. There are still people, expats in Thailand now, who still believe that October could see something happen. There could be a slight reopen. Nobody's pretending, and I'm certainly not going to pretend that it's going to be this winter in Thailand, this peak season is going to be rocking and rolling as good as ever. No one's pretending that. It's not going to be the same, no matter what happens. Even if it opens before then, it's not going to be the same. But the fact is, that's, other parts of Thailand and indeed Vietnam and Cambodia, the more rural places may seem as good as, and at the end of the day, it's still got winter sunshine. They've still got winter sunshine. Now, what did I see in the Pattaya News yesterday? This is bang up to date. It's only yesterday. Minister of Tourism and Sports plans to introduce a new attractive tourism strategy to welcome foreign tourists in October. That's October this year, which is only a couple of months away. Let's see, what's he saying now? Fipat Richachit, no, I don't want to pronounce his name, it's a very nice name anyway. Minister of Tourism and Sport told the Associated Press that the Ministry of Tourism and Sport was holding a major meeting to consider ways to welcome foreign tourists to travel to Thailand expectedly from 1st of October to help stimulate the domestic economy. 1st of October is not very far away. When is that? 6 weeks, something like that? The meeting is expected to be on August the 27th and will involve 4 other departments in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Okay? Well, you know, FIPAP believed that by setting a date to welcome tourists on the first day of October would help recover Thailand's economy in the fourth quarter, as it could potentially help more than 4 million people, from entrepreneurs to local vendors working in the tourist industry. Well, the minister told the Associated Press, I still insist on inviting foreign tourists to enter Thailand. It will be one of the best solutions we can think of right now to solve the struggling economy, but I have to do it cautiously. Well, you know, before this, we had the travel bubbles and safe and sealed. I mean, they seem to be turned down by the Prime Minister. At the end of the day, it's all speculation. And I don't know about you, but you get the feeling there's a lot of fake news out there. Nobody really knows anything. But as for the people who are insistent that no one's going to be going to Thailand until at least February or March next year, even that news, it doesn't sound to me like it's set in stone. It says they believe that that's what's going to happen. Maybe they're right, but it's not set in stone. It's not absolutely 100% positive. At the end of the day, nobody really knows what's happening right now. All we know for sure is that Thailand's peak tourist season begins in November and it goes through to March, and hopefully something's going to happen then. Because, you know, I really feel for I don't feel sorry for me. I don't feel sorry for me. I still work. I earn money. I've still got a roof over my head and food, and, you know, I'm beer in the fridge and whatever. But I do feel greatly sorry for the ordinary Thai people who are involved in the tourism industry out there. And of course the ones in Cambodia, let's not forget them. The people who work in the tourist centres in Cambodia and Vietnam and all of those countries. You know, it's a bastard of a year, you know, overall. But, you know, those people, there are people who are going to suffer big time. They are going to suffer big time. There's no social security in those countries. There really isn't. My thoughts are with them. You've seen videos of people in Thailand queuing for food. It's pretty bad. And let's not forget those stranded in Thailand. This is something that I can't really get much information. I tried on the internet the other day to find out how many Westerners, how many Farangs are still stranded in Thailand. Some of you may remember that I was almost stranded in Thailand right at the end of March. And I, managed to rearrange my flight and get out of there before the lockdown came. I didn't want to be stranded. I'm glad that I wasn't stranded because, it would not have been a good situation. Not something that I wanted to do. But I haven't really heard much information about Farangs being stranded in Thailand over these last five months or so. Because there must be many out there and they must be suffering great hardship. Because the return flight home, they're being charged exorbitant fees. Now, you must have heard something about this amnesty for people on short-term visas in Thailand. The government's amnesties, is that they've all got to be out by September the 26th. About 5 weeks from now. They've all got to be out. But where are they going to go to? If a lot of these fellas, if they've been stranded in Thailand, unable to get a flight over those months, a lot of them are probably skint. They've probably got no money. And where they're going to get a flight from, and the flights that they're probably quoted are probably exorbitant. So they're being told that they've got to get out there by September the 26th. But how are they going to get out and where are they going to go to? You know, it's and where they're going to get the money. There must be plenty of stories out there of you know, Farang suffering hardship. But I didn't really, when I tried to scan the internet, but I didn't really see too many. But I did see one of a young Russian fella who runs short of money, and he's currently working in a monastery out there, you know, in order to get food and a roof over his head. Okay. Okay. What have we got now? What's in the chat? Okay. Oh, I must have been waffling a fair bit. That Stella there was cold when I started drinking it. Lee Smith. Tourism is finished worldwide. How about that? Okay. I wouldn't go that far, mate. Maybe finished for this year, but Matthew Snow, thank you. Kipak's nearly 400 watching that. I don't know which one, because I can see 462. But Paul Sullivan, Kenny Rosie, yeah, that was Stella. Eamon Pete, hey, Google. Yeah, Google was talking, did keep talking. End of February, Eddie, you'll never walk alone. Okay, fine, thank you. But Thailand,
I'm still awake. Yes.
oh, did you hear that? Google's still sending me messages. Was it? Okay, elite visa is better chance to enter Thailand before tourists. It's going to tell you you'll be fleeting days. You'll be a stallion when you return. What kind of comment is that? How do you know I'm not? How do you know I'm not a stallion already? Eh? How do you know I'm not hung like a horse? Yeah, the girls don't call me Mr. Ed for nothing, you know. Okay. No, I'm not a big fan of horses personally. What did Joan Rivers say about horses? She said, how can you trust an animal that walks and shits at the same time? You know, no, not a fan of horses. 20 stone grannies causing a worldwide pandemic, okay? Listen, it is time to bring out the Lamb's Navy. Oh, let's just have a little... Yo! Here we go. It's the return of an old favorite. Magnificent. Thank you for that super chat. Jesus. Thank you for that super chat, whoever that was. I much appreciated. Okay, here we go. Just a little ice cube. Okay? Whoa, get in there. Oh, my God. Doesn't that look magnificent? Bloody good stuff. I still say it's the best rum that I've tasted. What's the other one I have? What's the other one that I have? What's it got? Captain Morgan, that's the one. Captain Morgan, there's two versions of that. The dark one is quite nice. The lighter one, the spice one, I'm not too keen on that. But Captain Morgan's all right. So what are the rums? You know, I'm not really that familiar with other rums, funny enough. I always drink Lamb's Navy. And, you know, if it isn't around, I'll try the Captain Morgan, but Lamb's Navy is the best one. Sailor Jerry. I've never actually... People have said Sailor Jerry many a times, but I've never actually tried that one. Never seen it on offer at Tesco's. Lamb's Navy rum. Currently this week, at my local Tesco's, which is one of the smaller Tesco's, 14 quid a bottle. Now, come on. Life can't be all bad. A 70cl bottle of Lamb's Navy rum at 14 quid. Life isn't all bad. Okay. John Mitch. Oh, John Mitch is here. John Mitch getting decided for medical reasons. Go as a man, come back as a woman. Okay, yeah. Okay. That sounds good to me. It sounds like, yeah, whatever. Well, at least I'll probably have me fun while I was out there. Okay. Neil, do you know of anyone who overstayed their visa in Thailand? I haven't been being in touch with anyone who's done that. There's probably tons of stories, tons and tons and tons of stories of Farangs suffering, people suffering hardship simply because they can't get a flight out and they've run out of money. The last few days when I was in Thailand, I was staying in Pattaya, around the Soibakau area, and you met other guys, and I was in bars, and all as anyone was talking about is their flights just being cancelled, Emirates, whatever. That's all everyone just wanted to get out of there, I think. I've said this before, but the armchair experts have been telling me for years, if you go travel to these countries, you're going to get mugged, robbed, kidnapped, beheaded, all the rest of it and all that. None of that's ever happened to me. The one thing that no one's ever said to me, and I never ever considered, is that you go to those countries and you could get stranded out there indefinitely. No one's ever said that to me. It never even crossed my mind before. And yet that is what very, very nearly happened to me. So I'm sure there's a lot of fellas who simply just couldn't get out of there. And, I hope they're all right. But I'm sure there's going to be many terrible stories that come out. I'm just not hearing them right now because there's little information, very, very little information about anything, really. Okay, Spindrift. Rude Potato, I know Falang's stuck in Vietnam. He's happy to be there, not in the USA. Well, it's okay if you've got plenty of money. And, but even with plenty of money, I mean, it doesn't look like fun. You must have seen those videos, and I seen it right at the end, of March. You must have seen those videos of those tourist destinations, those tourist centres, entertainment zones in Pattaya and wherever. They were not fun. I was there for the last week or so. Well, it might have even been as much as 2 weeks. When the lockdown was coming in Pattaya, all of a sudden it just got from bad to worse. All of a sudden they were told you can't go drinking there, but you can have a beer in the restaurants, and then they stopped having beers in the restaurants, and then it went from bad to worse. I do remember it was quite an eerie feeling the last week or so being in Pattaya in Soibakau. You struggle to get a bar of a night time. There's so much darkness around, whereas it's usually bright and colourful and there's music blasting out everywhere. It was so dark. And you've seen the eerie sight of fellas who are like me, fellas like me, just wandering around. But you could be sitting there having a meal and having a beer at a bar or at a restaurant, but you see guys walking around, just looking for a bit of entertainment when there was no entertainment left there. It was all closed, all the go-go bars, and everything was closed. And you look at these guys, many of them were there on a 2 or 3 week holiday, not traveling for months at a time as I do. But, they're looking for something that isn't there. And it was kind of a pitiful sight, really. No, I'm glad I wasn't stranded. I don't regret leaving there, not at all. Someone else made a super chat. Thanks for that, whoever that was. Really appreciate that. Okay. Daniel Kelly's in the chat. Nice to hear from you, Daniel Kelly. Always good to hear from you. I think you were there at the same time as me. It's a pity we didn't get to meet up. I think that's when the lockdown was coming in and, Okay, James Randall, if not Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, or Philippines open this winter, you should consider the Gambia, West Africa, good weather, lovely beaches, drinks of very pretty ladies. The only African country I've been to is Ethiopia. And, it was very cultural, It was not the most charming place, but then it was very, very, very third world. But yeah, a lot of good things. I'll tell you one thing about Ethiopia. What may surprise you, Ethiopians love their beer. They love it. I was sitting in ramshackle bars and drinking beer with Ethiopians, and their local beer is some fantastic stuff. They have amber beer, St. George's beer, which I think is their national brew. And they have some beautiful local beers. One of them was called Hakim Stout. I went to this, it was a Harar, this beautiful little village where they had this, I think they had a fortress there, as I recall, a market square, whatever. Very, very colourful. And you go in these little ramshackle bars in Ethiopia, and drinking a Hakim stout, which is like it's like a thick, a thick stout. It's like a Guinness, only sweet. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But what were you talking about again? What were we talking about? Um, Gambia Gambia. I've never ever been to Gambia. A good friend of mine's been to Gambia a couple of times. I think it sounds good. I think it's one of those It's not one of those places where 75-year-old grannies on Zimmer frames go there to get themselves a big honky black man. I've heard stories about that. These little old grannies go out there for a big big bit of hunk. Yeah, a nice big honky guy who's young enough to be their grandson. Yeah, it's one of them places, isn't it? But yeah, I've heard there's some nice ladies out there as well. You never know. You never know. I don't know. Never considered that one. Yeah. Boulder Zephyr. Did you run into Bob Geldof in Ethiopia? Jesus, feed the world. Well, that's all I can say. Bloody feed the world. Yeah, I was like one of those many people who was wrapped up in all that Live Aid stuff many years ago. Mixed reaction. I think he probably did it with good intentions, because he's seen these images of starving people, and he probably did it with good intentions. They probably many of them did, but right now, somehow by pouring money down a bottomless pit, I don't really think that that's really the answer. Yeah. What else? Cheap Charlie Chronicles. Nice to hear from you, Cheap Charlie Chronicles. Kenya, Tanzania looking good. Kenya, Tanzania. See, this sounds fantastic, Cheap Charlie. Kenya, Tanzania. I've actually heard, I've heard Kenya, that's a popular tourist place. If you like, the wildlife and, African tourism and all that. Safari, but I've actually heard that Tanzania, if you like wildlife and I've actually heard that that's the better one out of them. Yeah, they look good. It could be a possibility. But would people who watch this YouTube channel be really interested in that? I think people who watch this YouTube channel, like Southeast Asia. Most of the stuff I do is based on Southeast Asia. I when I would travel to Africa and when I traveled through South America some years ago, I wasn't on YouTube then, and I made videos and took lots of photographs, but the videos weren't good quality, and the photographs, I don't really know what I could really do with those. But I think this channel is really for Africa. Yeah, that's. I don't know. We'll see what happens anyway. But are they COVID free? Really? I don't know. What have we got now? Let's see. Okay. Let's see though. David Keenan. Hi Eddie, how about Mexico? Well, I've been to Mexico and I like Mexico. Didn't like Cancun. Didn't like that place. Brash, charmless. Didn't like that. But in Mexico, if you go, I think 100 miles south of Cancun, you go to a place called Playa del Carmen, which is a much smaller, but a much friendlier resort. And I really like Playa del Carmen. That sounds okay. Chichen Itza. I actually, that Mayan pyramid thing, I actually climbed up there. I don't know if you can still do that now, but I did. I climbed up there to the top. Fantastic. But where else did I go in Mexico? I don't know. I don't think I went anywhere else. I went to other Central American countries instead. Let's see. Mexico. Just see, Chief Charlie. Yeah, quite a few vloggers in Mexico. The first question I'd ask about Mexico, right? It's Mexico's a place that's open to Americans. It may well be. I'm not so sure it's open to us British people, but it's open to Americans. Mexico, and they're saying, yeah, no problem. Are you sure that Mexico is telling the truth? When they're welcoming foreigners in, are you sure that? I don't know, because I've heard that Mexico has far more cases of this virus than what they're letting on about. Brazil also. We all know Brazil is one of the hardest hit countries by the virus, and I hear that they're still letting people in. You have to. This is where you have to think of the virus, and it's not a matter of going there, but it's who do you trust? I am, my own personal opinion, I think in a lot of those third world countries, and you know, you may not class Mexico as a third world country, you know, it's probably a developed country, but Latin America, South America, some of those African countries, I think that those people in those countries are so concerned about eating and staying alive and making a living that the last thing they're going to be paying attention to is social distancing. And I still think that, you know, this virus is likely to really explode in those countries. I think that's where, yeah. Nick Dean, Mexico, Brazil, South Africa, and India have far more cases than what's reported. You're probably right. You are probably right. Yeah. I believe you. I think you're right there. I think you're right there, Nick. Tony Mullins, South America, 64% of deaths. South America is a magnificent place. And if things were back to normal, I would love to retrace some of the countries that I went to in South America, particularly Brazil. Marvelous place. Absolutely fantastic country. Amazing country, Brazil. But right now, at this moment in time, this is a different kettle of fish. It's a different kettle of fish. Nobody knows what's happening. And I think if you're thinking, never mind lockdowns and whatever, and which countries can you go to or you can't go to, if you're simply worried about that virus, then I would stay away from those third world countries. I really would, because I think that they've got a lot more COVID than what they're admitting to. Anyway, okay, so is it time for Plan B? I don't know what Plan B is. I don't know what Plan B is. I've called this live stream. You know, I'm not ready to give up yet. I'm not going to give up yet. Okay, the consensus of opinion is that there's no chance that any of us are going to be going out to Thailand or those neighbouring countries this year. But I'm not going to cancel my flight yet, because none of the news that is coming out is absolutely rock solid, 100% set in stone. It isn't. There's still a lot of vagueness around. I'm just, you know, my flight leaves in about 11 weeks' time. And I'm going to leave it a bit before I think about cancelling the flight or rearranging the flight or doing anything. I'm just going to leave the flight there and let you see what happens. Give it another month or so. Maybe, what is it now? 19th of August. We've got about 6 weeks to the beginning of October. I'll probably give it till October before I actually, you know, consider what needs to be done. I don't know. I like to know where I am, and this is why I hate 2020, is that it's 1 year where I don't know where I am. I just don't know where I am. Okay. Yeah, Nick, yeah, you're quite right. I hope you can go on your flight. Who knows, stranger things have happened. Strange things have happened, absolutely. Okay, Nigel Johnson, that's worth. So anyway, if anyone else has made the super chat, I didn't actually see it in the chat, but thanks for that anyway. I appreciate that. Ben Batley, cancel the flight. Have a few weeks in Rhyl instead. I think, no, I don't want to go to Rhyl. A lot of those seaside resorts have sort of played out. I used to go to Rhyl when I was a kid, because you can go there on a day trip from Liverpool. You know. I've not heard good reports about Rhyl. And as for Blackpool, there's two things to remember about Blackpool. One, great place to visit. Two, terrible place to live in. So Blackpool's off the menu. Okay, I think what I'm going to be doing. What I'm going to be doing in the forthcoming live streams, because I like this little format. You know, this is a good format. Okay, I'm here. I've got my mobile phone here. I've got this. People keep mentioning Hilda to me about it. This Hilda, she's dead, isn't she? Hilda's dead, but the mural still survives her probably. Okay, but you know, I'm doing these live streams here. What else can I do? Listen, whatever anyone thinks of this, you know, I'm doing these live streams once a week, late midweek evening, and people are tuning into it. And also when I upload them to YouTube, they get pretty good viewing figures. You know, recent times I've had 15,000, 13,000, 11,000. I've had some good live streams recently. I would love to be making videos, But what videos are there? I've made all the videos. Now, I haven't made all my vlogging videos when I was traveling. Probably got plenty of footage left. I could, maybe weave a story around videos or whatever. But I just get the feeling, are people really interested? Am I going to sit in a chair and tell you about 5 things you need to know about Thai girls or, various other. I think the whole spirit of travel has just been whacked out of everyone this year. The way that Chinese taker me whacked me into oblivion last night and I had to go and lie down. I think the same has happened. The whole spirit of travel has gone this year. And I think the only thing people want to know right now at this moment in time is when are the borders going to be opening and what's going to happen next and when are we going to be traveling. You can't sit in a chair and tell people about what you need to know before you go to Cambodia. It's simply not the time to be doing that. So I think I'll just carry on with these live streams once a week. I'd like to do them twice a week. In fact, it's if I could, you've got to have something to talk about. But if I can carry on with these live streams, late night live streams, I would have done one last night. But, obviously I didn't feel up to it. Tonight, Wednesday, there'll be midweek live streams. But, I'm going to continue with these live streams simply because there's not a great deal else to do right now. And a lot of people are in the same boat as I am. We want to go to Asia but I don't know what this winter's going to bring. It depresses me simply at the thought of it. This whole winter ahead, is this going to be the first winter in 20 years that I haven't been traveling? Jesus Christ. I can't imagine a winter without traveling. I really can't. I cannot imagine a whole winter being stuck in the UK. I've been here sporadically in the winter, but it hasn't lasted long before I'm on a flight again. To actually be stuck in the UK for a whole winter with the pissing down rain and everyone miserable, and I just can't perceive it that. But you got to face the reality that it could happen. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I'll be doing these live streams. This is a point I wanted to make. If I could find a way to beef up these live streams, or add a bit of entertainment value, let me know in the comments. Drop me a line. Let me know what I can. But the fact is, though, my live streams are performing pretty well when I upload them to YouTube. And maybe it's the simplicity of them that seems to be working. If I start jazzing things up, adding all kinds of, special effects and everything, which is all very, very good. But you never know. People may lose interest in that. I think I'll just keep the format that I'm doing for now anyway. It seems to be working. And it seems to be working, and I don't know. I think we all want to know when we can travel to the Far East. We all want them to be absolutely 100. We want to know 100% facts, and there's no 100% facts around right now. Anyway, John Mitch, hopefully your airline does not go bankrupt with your money. Well, it's not a lot of money. I'm not worried about the money. It was about £550, and that includes a flexi ticket. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about it. What I am worried about is the prospect of being stuck in the UK in the cold, harsh winter. That's what I'm worried about. Let's see. Spencer Healy. I'm supposed to be going to Thailand in January. Now I'm worried. Well, I'm supposed to be going in November and I'm bloody worried. My local does a trip, a spin trip. My local does a trip to Blackpool. I don't go. I don't bloody blame you. We have a Thai massage here in Rochdale. Visit here. That'll be a bloody expensive Thai massage. I live in southern England. I've never been to Rochdale in my life. JJ, the three ducks are missing. I think you're referring to Hilda Ogden again, aren't you? No, 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 definitely not. No, I've no ambition to visit any Thai ladies in the UK. I want to be in Thailand. I want to be in Thailand, the real thing. I love, I've had so many brilliant memories. Maybe many of the people watching this, if you probably have many great holidays in Thailand, maybe Cambodia or Vietnam, and you have your memories. Those memories. A friend of mine, used to travel with me. We still get together and we talk about old times. It was like traveling through Cambodia, was and Vietnam was like a second youth. When we were young men about town, that was great. We talk about when we were young men about town, then we go on to do other things. But then you become middle aged, and we ended up talking about when we were traveling through Cambodia. Fantastic. Fantastic. It will come back again. Traveling through Southeast Asia in the last 20 years has been like a second youth for me. It's been absolutely wonderful, and I've so many wonderful memories. But it's like anything; you just don't want it to end. Hopefully, this isn't the end. JR, 20 stone women in Blackpool. That sounds about right. Uh, you'll get to save more money at least, Eddie. Yeah, okay. Get a few trips down to Mumbles. Let's see. Bo Zephyr, do some UK travel vlogs. Now, you know something. Where I live, I actually live in the southwest of England, and there's absolutely some beautiful scenery. If you prepare to go around it, when the weather's out there, it's absolutely looks fantastic. Would people be really interested in that? Is it worth the effort? It wouldn't take me much effort because I could just get in my car and go driving around and maybe do some vlogs. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Maybe do some outdoor live streams. I'll have to look into that. I have to think of something anyway. But for now, this is the kind of little format that I'm doing. I can't really make videos. I can't make videos about age anymore. I think I've exhausted all of that right now. This is the kind of thing. And listen, a lot of people, we're all in the same boat right now. All of the people watching this are probably people who either want to go to Asia or have been to Asia and are missing the place and are probably very frustrated the fact that, and let me mention something else that I wanted to mention as well, by the way. We haven't mentioned up to now the 2-week millionaires. How about them? How about the 2-week millionaires? They are very, very important to the Thai economy during peak season. Peak season is, that's when they earn the money. The 2-week millionaires or 3-week millionaires, that they are so important because a lot of those guys, and I've done a video about this in the past. I've all the respect in the world for those 2-week millionaires. They are people who work in jobs where they probably work very, very hard throughout the course of the whole year. When I put my video out about 2-week millionaires, I had some great comments. One guy, I think he lived in Minnesota, and he said it's freezing there most of the year. He said he works damn hard, throughout the whole year in freezing temperatures, in construction, I believe it was. He said when he goes out to Thailand, he just wants to live his life. He just wants to, he just wants to live his life to the maximum while he's out there, whether it's for 2 weeks or whether it's for 3 weeks. This is what the 2-week millionaires do. And the 2-week millionaires, a lot of them can spend a bloody fortune. They can spend more money in 2 weeks than a lot of us travelers can spend in 2 months. Thailand needs those people. I feel sorry that they're not going to be able to go out there this year, but also for them themselves. I feel my heart goes out to anyone who works like a donkey all year round, and yet they've got this goal focused at the end. They're going to go and live out there like a rock star for a couple of weeks, and then they've been robbed of that. Don't seem right somehow. It just doesn't seem right. Let's spare the thought for the 2-week millionaires. Let's really spare the thought for the 2-week millionaires. Everyone deserves to have a bit of fun in life, especially if you work hard for it. Okay? Vince Billings, Turkey nearly 10 liras to the pound today, lowest ever. Oh well, I once had a property in Turkey. That was the way forward. It seemed the way. Now it's I don't know. Everything's gone bloody pear-shaped. Everything's gone pear-shaped. Aston Villa, Turkey is open already. I don't know if we're going to Turkey. They ain't got winter sunshine. David Kane and Hayat, he do a video on London City. I don't go to London anymore. I used to live there. That's not like Blackpool. That's another place that's great to visit, but not a good place to live in. Okay, gonna pour myself one last shot of Lamb's Navy rum. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Okay, now this hasn't been such a bad live stream. So the future is, as for this channel, I'm up to 34,000 subscribers now. About 8.5 million views for the channel. It's approaching that anyway. That's a good little result. I'm, a bit down in the dumps because I was hoping to really, I was feeling positive. I was hoping to like go out to Asia this year and really explode my channel. But whether it could still happen. I'm not giving up just yet. But it's looking very, very doubtful right now. We will see. We will see. But yeah, I'm happy with the way my channel is going. This is a different format than what I've done in the past. I'm doing these live streams every week simply because I can't really do anything else right now. If I can find another way to jazz up the live streams or do a few other things in the coming months, I will certainly do that. But for the moment, I'm just going to have a final look at the chat. Spy and Master, there's a good suggestion. Get some 20 stoners in a social club to go-go dance in the background and raffle off a bottle of Scouse brandy. Magnificent. Spy and Mash, never heard of you before, but I'd say that's comment of the night. Good for you, mate. Cheers. I raise a glass of Lamb's Navy rum to you. Okay. Let's see. Da Nang is a mess and you loved it there. It wasn't the most exciting place, but, listen, in future streams, we've talked a lot about Thailand. Let's talk a bit about Cambodia and Vietnam in future streams, okay? Blackpool is ace. Okay, right. Now, I've got 500 in the chat, okay? I think that's a good time to finish, to go out on a high, okay? Before I get really pissed and I get, really dull, okay? I've said all I need to say tonight. We've had an hour, just over an hour. We've had just over an hour. I'm going to have a little look at the chat. Tree Town, Eddie, do you think having a year off is a bad thing for us regular Southeast Asia travellers? I don't know how old you are, but I am getting on a bit. And when you get to my age, you have to treat every year as if it's your last one alive. When you get to my age, I'm going to end this on a really depressing note. I'm 58. No, come on. Okay, yeah. I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, what? Only 58? I thought you were an old 78-year-old bastard. I thought you were well. Yeah, I bet you some of them are thinking that. But I'm 58 years old, okay? And when you get to my age, you have to treat every year as if it's your last one. You really, really do. I know lots of people younger than me who've snuffed it, oh, Jesus. I know lots of people. Treat every year as if it's your last one alive or your last one of good health. And that is exactly what I do. That's what I've done for 20 years. I work like a donkey for, half the year or maybe 7 months a year, whatever. And then I go and blitz it out there in Asia or Latin America or wherever I choose to go. This is what's frustrating me this year because for the last 20 years, I've dictated everything in my life. I choose when I work. I choose when I travel. I choose where I travel to. And it's fantastic. I've had a bloody good life the last 20 years. All the years that I lived before that were pretty crap. But the last 20 years have been absolutely fantastic. You know what I mean? And, basically, this year has become a bastard of a year. Okay? So I just got to salvage whatever I can of it. Yeah, you should travel every year. Live your life as if it's your last one alive. That's what I say. Samuel Hutchinson, good to hear from you. Ernest Connell. Gordy, how old are you, Eddie? I just said I'm 58 years. Oh, Jesus Christ. I would like the Asia versus South America. Chaz Brown, UK is depressing in winter. It certainly is. Okay, maybe Canary Islands if it's still home, nice and warm weather in winter. Oh, I don't know. They got a good nudist beach in Gran Canaria. I know that much, but not something I can show on YouTube. No, I don't know. I told the story before. Me and my friend went to Gran Canaria, and I copped off on the first night with a Jehovah's Witness, a female one, a female one. Yeah, but no, I think we've already done this one. Bulldog, will you do a Christmas special? Yes, yeah, I'll do a Christmas special. But from where? From here in this bloody boring place. And the thing that annoys me about Christmas, especially in the UK, what is so tacky about Christmas? They do all those. You get all this images of snow and all these songs. Snow is falling, and Rudolph the reindeer, and Santa, being pulled through the snow, and all. Where I live in England, we don't get snow at Christmas time. It's always pissing down with rain. It's, White Christmas is a bloody wet Christmas. That's what it is. Bringing a 20-stone women. Okay, JR, thank you for that comment. Nigel Johnson, do a live stream from a local pub. Now, that could be interesting. Andrew Johnson, thank you for that comment. Really appreciate that. Wear a wig and lipstick and do some sexy dancing. Okay. I to work in there. The Queen of England might forever here. Okay. Cheapest show. Okay. Stay frosty. Thank you for that comment. Listen, what about? Listen, we're about. There's quite a 500 in the chat. Well, there was anyway. About 475 now anyway. So I've done well with this little live stream. Listen, I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. Okay. I've been working today. I've come home from work. I know I've already mentioned this at the start, but I had that bloody Chinese takeaway last night. I was so geared up for that live stream. I thought I'll have this Chinese takeaway, and it just bloated me. My eyes are bigger than my belly, and that's saying something. So I've deliberately not eaten tonight. Okay, I'm gonna have a late night snack, see what's on Netflix or Amazon or whatever, and for masses. Okay. Like I say, there's a lot of information around. Nothing is set in stone. The consensus of opinion is that none of us are going to be going to Thailand or the neighbouring countries this winter time, but it's not 100% confirmed, regardless of what you heard. Let's hang on in there. I'm not giving up yet. Neither should you. Let's just hang on in there and see what happens, okay? Listen, I'll say good night. Thank you all. It's been great fun being here. If I can try and get these live streams to twice a week, then I will do that. But obviously you need to have a little bit of information to talk about. And I'm not going to be miserable. I swear, no matter how miserable this bastard of a year is, I'm not going to be miserable. I'm going to try and inject a bit of cheerfulness into this god-awful year, okay? Listen, thanks for watching. Keep thinking positive, even if negative is staring you right in the face. Lamb's Navy rum, 40 quid at Tesco's. No, they're not paying me to say this. And I'll say good night, thank you, God bless you, keep thinking positive, and I'll see you in the next stream. Have a great week. See you soon. Cheers.